Welcome to our international podcast, Below the Belt. How you guys doing today? Welcome, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see Kevin Chizam is here. King Chizam is here. Kevin, respect and manners. Kevin says, hail up, Sharad, and to the panel. Trita, Kevin says, hail up. Respect and manners, Kevin, and all the folks there in Sophia. And I want to say thanks to Kevin for the generosity of his family quite recently, Caroline and Amiza. Thanks to those young ladies for the generosity. Respect and manners, Kevin. And
That's
Vincent.
correct. Hey Kevin, thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah,
It's always a pleasure
yeah.
to meet you nice folks and actually have any bit of communication with your relatives. So it gives us a little boost over
Yeah, yeah.
here.
Family.
Mhm.
Good to have you folks. I see not only Kevin is here, but Ann Vincent and Patricia. Gravesandi Goodman is here as well. Arvil Jacobs, they're both. And of course, you got the rum section, whiskey session.
Whiskey sessions a different type.
Yep, of course. And listening from Tiger Bay, always listening from Tiger Bay. Folks, welcome to our international podcast. You know you gotta do it, you come on. Share the broadcast. Share the timeline street. Smash the emoji button for us.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was
Pamela
coming.
Sanchari. Truly News was coming,
Mhm.
right? Blackish Shelley. What the name? Blackish Shelley. Yep. Who says, Lord have his mercy on women abused in Guyana. Sick my stomach. It's two of us, my sister. It's two. Two of us. Right? It's two of us. Um, yeah. Of course, Julie confusing me right now.
As always,
Yeah,
as always.
yeah. She's like that.
Name and nature. I don't know if my name is supposed to be something to confuse people or anything like that, but I'm seeing whiskey session is saying no sound. Guys, are you hearing us? Is anybody else having any difficulty with sound? If you're hearing me, oh, okay. Whiskey session says I'm hearing now.
You have to adjust your statement.
That's not from us, guys. That's
Adjust your
not
thing,
from
man.
us. So,
Adjust your mechanism.
I see Marlon King on. Hey Marlon, how are you doing? Marlon, of course. Marlon sorry, there. Sheena Hazel. Hey Sheena, how are you? And Desiree Simon, Liverpool. Pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Pleasant good afternoon to you, Desiree. I
Yeah,
see
yeah, yeah,
Cheryl Mingo is here listening from Belladrum, West Coast Berbice in the house there.
yeah. Good to
Brenda,
have
hey Brenda.
all you great folks with us. Good to
And
have you guys.
Patricia Graves, Andy Goodman is here with us also. Guys, how are you
Good
doing?
good people all around. Good people all around.
I think I see Babita and Brian is here with us also. The whiskey session said it was on my end. We know, we
I
know.
know. Some guys go want to, sometimes we little packly we self, don't we?
Thank you, Roxanne, and just thank you for the feedback there.
Sometimes we little packly we self too.
And Stacy and how are you doing over there, Stacy and Alex Boom? Alex Boom, you know the surname? I try to interpret the meaning behind his surname. Actually, Stacey Ann is saying good day, Sherrod and everyone.
Yep,
I
yep,
see
yep.
Carol Jacobs. I'm watching you, Carol. Carol said I'm watching from Linden on YouTube today. Welcome to YouTube platform there, Carol. This is a good platform to use. I think Facebook does some injustice some days, blocking people from sharing, taking off, putting our viewers and family in Facebook jail and all of these things. So we don't appreciate it. We gotta talk to them. So, whiskey session say y'all share the live.
Please, y'all listen to Whiskey
And
Session for
I see
us.
Robert Pops Archer is here with us also. Is it Keisha Millinson is on this midday with us as well. Hey Keisha, how are you doing?
Yeah, good to have Kesha.
Listen,
If you want to be different, Kesha.
Sherrod was reading the reports as we are going through these reports. Guys, we do our homework. You don't have to ask. We've been going through these reports in depth, and we can tell you that with all that is being said and done, Sherrod is over here with some crackers and a shade of peanut
Yeah,
butter.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I don't like a lot of peanut. I'm not a fan of nuts on the whole. So I go very light on peanut butter, and sometimes you got to go with what you can afford. You can't afford too much right now, so gotta go easy.
I think Sherrod is going way too easy on this
Gotta go easy on the
on
peanut.
this peanut butter, the shade.
Folks, you're eating peanut butter for belly full. It's just for flavor. It's just for
Hey
peanut butter for
Kevin, how
flavor.
are you doing?
And then I don't know who puts the actual nuts in peanut butter. It's like the weirdest thing ever.
They're brutal, you know. I don't think it
Yes.
should be like
I don't know.
that.
I like
It's all clumped up.
a smooth
You have
peanut
to
butter.
get creamy. You have to get a creamy
Yes,
peanut
they
butter. You
gonna
can't
put
just
in
go.
chunks in this thing.
I don't understand what they try to do, but
Chunks in this
that's
thing.
not pleasing to me. I just get a creamy
Yeah,
one.
don't come around with funny like that.
Hey, Edward Gonzalez
From the
from the
Bronx.
Bronx.
From
You
the
know,
Bronx.
Edward actually said
Yeah.
happy 56th independence. I think he actually
Yeah.
wrote that on Wednesday. So
Yeah.
we got some other words out of
Edward
Edward.
Gonzalez from the Bronx, whiskey session from Tiger Bay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
These
fix,
names,
the
these
fix, the
names,
fix. Pansy
and
Fields. What you say?
Sheldon Wickham is with us.
Yeah, yeah. Wickhams are. I find most of the Wickhams I know are decent people. Most of the we can be talking about that fire there, folks in
Yeah.
Barnwell. We're coming to that. We
I
circle around
see.
to that.
Yeah,
We circle around
exactly.
to that. And it's open mic, so we want to hear from you as well on that. It's open mic, so we want to hear from you as well on that. And we're going to try to play some of those um, contributions. We're so
I see
grateful.
Mary Lucas is in the house with us there this midday. And Claire Capel. Hey, Claire, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Sherry Baskin.
Claire, how you doing? Good to see you recently. Good to have seen you. Good to have seen you. Let me get my subject and my verbs.
You
like
try, right? I don't try.
Yeah.
I don't try.
Yeah.
Test me with the numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't come around and funny with the words.
Oh, I'm why you bulldoze me. It's a joke.
Desiree Hollingsworth, the word shared today, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Cheryl's
Folks, it's
telling me
Friday,
I
you know.
missed some word.
We're trying to make it a light day, but you know, there's iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens the compliments of his friend. You know, so we ain't digging nothing.
Oh my!
We ain't
I
digging.
see.
It's all good
Steve
stuff.
Crow is in the
Yeah,
house.
every day can eat still more, man.
Where did the name come from?
Yeah,
I'm
Steve
so
Crow.
inquisitive.
Oh, that's not the call name, Steam O'Crow.
Mhm.
Steam in the house with O'Crow. You see the comment? Steam in the house, folks, with O'Crow. Right? Marlon King says, I finished sharing the damn live stream. Good, good, good,
Marlon
good.
different.
Good. Marlon, you can take a seat up front now.
Mhm.
Right?
That's
I don't know if
different
Deshaun
one.
can say the same thing or Rhonda Spencer Thom or even Cheryl Mulray or can say, I've shared the damn live stream. I can sit up front now. Yeah, good to have each and every one of you guys. We're so happy you are here. A number of things happening locally, including that devastating, horrific fire
Yeah.
that claimed the lives of 3 young people yesterday. You
A
know,
very tragic situation that we're still grappling with the effects of that. You know, emotions run wild when you have to actually report on things like that.
yeah. You know, and it's because at the end of the day, we're human beings, and we are so touched by these things. You know,
Yeah.
and you do them, we are affected by them even more because we deal with them almost every day.
You know, I'm very
Yeah, so-
touchy. I've realized it. So, if there's one thing I've realized, like I'm super how best
Women
put
generally
it?
sensitive, and then when you add this to it,
I don't think it's just
A little more
sensitive. I
active.
think I'm extra when it comes to that.
yeah. You see, if I had to tell you the extra, you would have been upset with me, but
No, I
Now
know.
that you've
I know myself.
admitted it.
I try to be very strategic in the way in which I think, you know, and all of that. But when it comes to, I'm very empathetic, and because of that, it's like some things just hit me wrong.
Yeah, and this is real sad, boy. This is real sad. I mean, we're talking about that among other issues. Rita, what's happening at your end? What are you picking up on the wires?
I'm not picking up anything on my wire right now. It's Friday.
Wrong question. Wrong question.
It's Friday.
You take the
I'm
wire.
going. It's TGIF,
Lord have His mercy.
and I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know,
Whenever it's Friday, I usually look forward to the weekend, and I think I'm going to be home all weekend. I think I'm going to be in Bartigo all weekend. I am just
Mhm.
I feel the need to be home a whole lot more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
So
know, there's a little place on the Linden Highway, um, a little retreat, a little resort, and a
Linden
nature
Highway.
nature camp. I feel like just retiring there for the weekend.
Are you sure? You probably
Right?
should,
If you are listening to me, guys out there, give me the hookup, please. I feel like that's where I need to be this weekend. Right? You get there among those trees, Rita, you
Mhm.
know, and this weather here and so on, and it's not what you and nature.
Nature calling
Oh,
you.
you come back strong. Just hold on for the thanks.
Shirley has a
You
whole
come back
lot of
strong.
newspapers in his
Yeah,
hands right now.
trying to cope. You come back soon. You come back strong. So a number of things happening locally. We just wanna bring you up to speed with a couple of them, of which
Guys, we always talk about it, you know. Sometimes we need to take some time for ourselves, you know, do some introspection as to if we need to tweet anything in our life to make sure that we are heading down, achieving our goals as we want to achieve it. You know, there are things that you're doing that is not aligned with where you want to go. You know, you just need to get those things intact. Your mental health is extremely important. Don't let anyone come and mess with your mental health altogether. The devil is out there
certainly
working.
is, certainly is. And if you heard that story over the weekend concerning these three young people who lost their lives, 8-year-old Timothy Kippens and 6-year-old Tristan Kippens and Zelia Flew, 1-year-old, there's a devil loose, folks.
Mm-hmm.
A devil loose, including some trench crappos and jacobats, tadpoles and cricketers. Yep, yep. Every day something, and this here is more than most this year.
I see joining us from Facebook right now is someone by the name of Steady Vibes Sparks.
Mm. Yep. Parents run out to name you, just never come change me. Steady vibes, Max. I'm happy for you because the parents are work, but
I think we have some people hiding from people online, you know.
yeah,
Guys, if you're
yeah.
hiding from anyone
The
on
old courts and
Facebook,
stuff.
you know, I understand. I understand. A lot of folks hiding on Facebook. They want to be interactive with the session and so, but they don't want some people to find them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what's happening. They're hiding from courts and singers and stuff.
From who?
Singers.
Singers do those things too, right? I forgot.
Steady vibes.
I've been to singers probably twice in my life. That's not good.
Until you see Yokohama got a picture in the papers.
Oh wow.
Is then or one of them gold places saying something Gordon, please report, outstanding monies.
Steady vibes.
Steady vibes, please report.
Good cover, good cover.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Yeah.
Tuck in. I see Sheena Hazel there is saying, that's so true, guys. Take some time for yourself. Yeah. It's absolutely
Yeah.
important for us to take care of our mental health. And I think I think we underestimate the impact of having good friends, people that you can
Yeah.
count on or rely on. And I've had some in my life. I've had some really good friends that I can reach out to when things get difficult, and so that you can talk to about everything. And strange enough, Sharon, my friends are my friends are not even here. Like my childhood friends that are still my friends today, they're not even here. So I'm here. I sometimes I feel like I'm left alone. So I think I'm going to take a trip up and see my friends like as soon as I can, because my mental health is extremely important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So, folks, we're gonna be talking about what has happened and in Barnwell over the weekend. Um, why am I over the weekend all the time? Apologies there.
Sharon is still in the weekend.
Yesterday, what happened in Barnwell yesterday with Tracy Flew is the young lady who would have lost these three children in that horrific blaze yesterday. And I can't imagine losing one child one day, much more losing two, three children. Few people will ever have the experience, and thankfully so. God forbid, losing three children in the same day. It was about a couple of years ago, we had the Evelyns from Linden who lost the two sons, our own colleague Tamara Evelyn, and who lost her two brothers in that a horrific accident in the East Bank. And only a handful of people would know this kind of immense pain and so on, this family. could undertake. Um, you know,
Yeah. I
but
can say as a
yeah,
mother, you could just imagine
yeah,
how it is. It's not good.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, you guys know this fire occurred around 1:25 a.m. at Barnwell Village, a back mock-up on the east bank of the Demerara. Yesterday, independence, we were celebrating 56 years as independent nation. And of course, the deceased children have been identified as 8-year-old Timothy Kippins, 6-year-old Tristan Kippins, and Zelia Flu, age 1. And picking up some of the details out of Starbuck News, it says here that according to a release from the Ghana Fire Service, a call was received at 1:25, alerting them of a fire at Lot 10 Field, Barnwell, Mocha, on the East Bank, of course. Immediately, water tenders number 95 from the Diamond Fire Station and number 107 from the West Rumville Fire Station were dispatched to the location. The fire tenders arrived in the area at around 1:45, but were unable to access the burning house due to the deplorable state of the dam, of the poor state of the dam. And there are lots of theories going around out there, lots of discussions and so on. And we understand, we understand that the mother of the deceased children, again, I want to call their names, so just to honor them in this way: Timothy Kippins and Tristan Kippins and Zelia Flu. Their mother, so grief stricken, shrouded in grief and mourning. Some members of the media would have spoken to her just yesterday, and we wanted to bring you guys some of what she would have said in speaking to the media. And we have a relative, one of our own colleagues, who's going to be joining us shortly on the very issue. Here is what Tracy Flew said to the media when contacted yesterday. Let's give you that. Here's what Tracy Flew said when contacted by the media yesterday. So sad, so sad.
Yeah, to bring that up, I have to say that I listened to a lot that was said in the reporting that's coming out, and every time you listen to it, you can't help but feel the pain of the mother. It's
Yeah,
very sad indeed.
yeah. Tracy Flew. Yep, yep. That's the grieving mother, Tracy Flew, there. And folks, you can only imagine that anguish. You could only imagine that grief and pain. You could only imagine it.
And that is so true, because
Yeah,
every time you listen to it, you can't help but feel and feel empathy towards the entire situation, especially mothers. We have our children. We understand the love, and when you care for
yeah,
your children, you
yeah.
take care of them for so long.
Folks, we're privileged to be joined by our colleague, Member of Parliament, and teacher, Nima Flug Bass. Nima Flug Bass. And we were just listening to the mother of the three victims, young, so young, uh, Tracy Bass, Tracy Flew. Uh, Nima, welcome to the podcast, and thanks for joining us on such short notice. Yeah. Um, Nima, you are related to Tracy, the mother of the three children who would have perished in this horrific fire yesterday. Tell us how. Mhm, 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 mhm. Um, Nima, there's lots of conjecture. We heard some of what Tracy said in this interview with the media. She's trying to come out of an abusive re- relationship, an abusive relationship. We have a report coming out of the fire service that suggests that the fire was electrical in origin. Um, what do you know at this hour? Nima, hold on for us. Hold on for us. Nima, hold for us a second. The folks are saying they're not hearing our audio clear. Hold on. I really want people to benefit from the discussion. Hold a second for us. Hold 1 second. We're going to try to improve it. Guys, we're going to try to improve it. Just bear with us a second. Let's make sure we have everything correct. Let me make sure we have it. All right. The guys are saying they're not hearing. Let me see. The guys. All right. They're asking. Let me see. Nima, go right ahead. Let me see if we get better audio now. Yeah. Guys, Nima is speaking. Let us know if you can hear her. Let me know if you can hear Nima. We want to make sure we have the audio right. They said they're not hearing the guests clear at all. We can't hear her. Let me call you back, Nima. Let me see if that might help us. In 2 seconds. In 2 seconds. Thanks. Great. All right. We're gonna try to work on that. Folks, we're gonna try to work on that. We're gonna try to work on that. We're gonna try to work on that audio for you in just a second. I'll make sure we have that clear. Yeah.
Yes, I know that name is joining us from out and about on those so many things that they're dealing with right now. So we're going to be working on the audio in the meantime, guys. Let's remind you that it is Open Mic Friday, and
Yeah,
we
we want to
want
hear
to
from you
hear
as well. So
your voice notes
get set to add to your bit.
throughout the program.
Please and thank you. Let me see what's happening here. We're trying to figure it out today. So just give us a second.
I see you, Mary Luke. I'm reading your comments in my heart pains for the children. Lord, comfort the families. Let justice be done according to thy will. Yes, I say amen to that. I see Pansy Field still not hearing. Guys, are you hearing me? Let me know if you're hearing me. And I know that the volume for some folks, well, I see Beatrice Selby saying, "Right, a good day." So Beatrice is hearing me loud and clear over there. Cecile Ogle was saying that she's still not hearing. So, guys, we are working on that. A little bit of technical glitch. I see Savage Rizal saying yes now. Savitri saying that she's hearing now.
Every other day when you want the thing to function, and the day you really want it to happen. Apologies, guys.
I see Suzette Washington. How are you doing, Suzette? But I'll remind you, like we have so much to discuss, so much going on right now. Claire Capel, thank you for that feedback, Claire. And I see McCallum is saying doing better. Hearing you, Claire says Desiree Liverpool, and also Hubert Small is saying that they're hearing clearly. So I'm not sure what the technical glitch is, but we're going to try to clear that up in a jiffy. In the meantime, guys, remember to do your part. Share the live stream. Share, share, share. Cecile Ogle, I'm seeing you there. Thank you so much for the feedback. And Beryl Crawford, thank you so much for the feedback, guys. We're gonna try to bring her in back. We're gonna try to bring her in back.
Yeah, we're trying to clear up the audio.
That
Make
is
sure you can
correct.
hear clearly. Every other day it functions correctly, but the day that you really want it to function correctly. Right? Yeah, they're still hearing MP3 to finance loud and clear.
Yes, they are.
And we're going to try to bring back Nemo.
I see you, Hazel. I see Hazel. Wendy Griffith also is giving feedback. So I think we have good audio. Persons are hearing us all on our YouTube and also on our Facebook platform.
Yeah. And
So
we
we're gonna
thank you for
try
that.
back right now to see if we can get through. I see Irma Holder said it could be on Nema's end, but we're hearing her in studio, so it's not on
Yeah.
her end. But we're gonna get it
Trying
through.
to
We're
find
gonna get
where the
it.
technical problem is.
Yes, because as we wait, we have so much to discuss, and like I was saying on this morning's program, FYI, that there's so many avenues that you need to look at this issue from. You have the issue altogether of persons in Guyana and how people are forced to live in this country right now, the deplorable state of the roadways in these communities and all of that. There's so many issues that we can address right now, guys. It's unbelievable that in 2022, with a budget that was passed in the National Assembly for 552.9 billion dollars, that at this point in time a fire truck cannot get to someone's home because there is basically no road. That's like a tractor trailer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
situation is horrible. It's
And we're gonna
absolutely
have
horrible.
Nima back in just a few. But there's some numbers we're looking at. We just love to say she loves the numbers.
And don't just use the words. I'm gonna be all ears when it comes to the numbers.
The numbers don't lie. Because
Mm-hmm.
some of what is transpiring there. You talked about a fire truck, fire engine, not being able to get to this home in time because of the roads being so bad. And that's what we've been seeing. We're hearing about these multi-billion, trillion-dollar projects that don't affect the lives of ordinary citizens in any way, right? And if you pursue them for 100 years, they still will not affect the roads in places like Barnwell, right? That is the trouble. And when you consider how people live in this country, people wonder how can people live on 300 US a month,
Yeah, that's so true.
you know, 60, $70,000 a month and survive for years. The last administration, every year you had an increase in wages and salaries, trying to lift, the living standard of people. This new regime, not so much. And here is the International Republican poll. In their national poll of Guyana, they said, in double digits, people are having trouble feeding themselves and their family. This poll was done this year. You know, Gail Teixeira wants to come and talk about the integrity of the poll. This poll was done this year. In double digits, over 20% of the families in this country having trouble feeding themselves. Is it 35% said, right? They have enough to survive, but can't afford anything but survival. You got enough to survive, 35%. We got enough to make it another day, right? But we can't do nothing else but survive, right? The second biggest issue in this poll was unemployment, right? 17% of the population says unemployment is their number one issue. 17%. Unemployment is their number one issue. And we often talk about a figure we see, from them boys, 42,000 Guyanese unemployed. And I don't think a 2 weeks job can do it. A 2 weeks job ain't gonna do it, right? Because we can come to inflation and the cost of things in the market. It can help. It can help you to survive, but you're not gonna live, and definitely you're not gonna thrive. You can survive, right? That's the IRI poll. 17% say unemployment is their number one issue. 70% of those persons polled, right? 17%. 98% don't know what is happening in the oil sector. Nima's gonna contact us in a few guys, and we're gonna have her on. We're trying to reach her back again.
Yeah.
Right? So bear with us there. We're trying to get her.
I see Karen Maury Hawker. I see my little grandson saw the picture and he said that's his friend. Said we got to Friday, all went to school together.
Uh,
Yeah.
you know, that's the challenge we got in this country. That's the challenge we got. Right? People got some real issues.
Well, we have, I think we have more issues in our country circulating right now than solutions. You know, it's most ridiculous, but the solutions that the current administration is trying to put forward to persons, it's actually not anything beneficial to the ordinary Guyanese working class poor people in this country. They're yet to see any evidence of any policy measures that have been put in place to make sure that they can uplift their standard of living. That's just the sad reality of things altogether.
Yeah, yeah. Folks, we're trying to get Nima again. Let's hope the second time is a charm. And let us know if you're hearing our guest, Member of Parliament Nima Flew Best, whose cousin is the young lady Tracy Flew, who lost her three children yesterday, tragically in this fire. We have Trishan, according to Nima. We got Zelia. We hope I'm pronouncing that right, and Timothy. And Nima, welcome back.
But we're gonna get a feedback. So guys, could you please give us a feedback as to whether or not you're hearing Nima now?
Yep, yep, yep. Great to have Nima with us. Nima, you started by telling us that the elder of the three children, he was a good-natured child, loving and kind. Tell us a little bit more about the children, the kinds of children that they were. All right, Nima. Hold a sec for us, Nima.
Yes, We are going to try to adjust the volume because I'm hearing persons are saying it's low, so persons are saying that they're hearing, but it's low. So just bear with us for 2 seconds as we try to adjust the volume here so that you can get it clear.
Yeah, and we're maxed out at our end. Let's see what else we can do. We're maxed out volume wise.
Let's try again to see if it's better
Yeah.
now.
So Nima was talking to us there about the children. They're saying the volume is low, and it's just like an odd day because otherwise we function superbly. And I don't know why this.
We're hearing you. We're going to get a feedback as soon as you continue. So continue, Nima. Hopefully this is better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Name a whole sec for us. Georgia, go right ahead. We're really trying to adjust this. Oh boy.
I think we're going to try it the old fashioned way and
Yeah.
just put the phone on speaker and put it to our piece.
Yeah. Hold for us. Hold for us, Nima. Hold for us, Nima. We're gonna get it right because the public really wants to hear. Right ahead, Drika.
I see in the comment section, Nima, I have to tell you that I see Warren Figueroa is on. He's saying hugs to my friend Nima. So we have tons of support coming through the comment section to your family, yourself, and we all want to say that it is extremely sad and our condolences to you and your family for this very very difficult time. But I just wanted to note that Warren is here sending his condolences to you as well.
Yeah, we're really trying to bring in this audio, um, but we are. Let me see if we get it another way.
Marlon is saying it is a little better.
Nima, are you there?
Yes, yes, Sharon, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
All right. Are you guys hearing us? Are you guys hearing Nima? Let us know if you're hearing her now.
Yes.
Yes. Go right ahead, Nima.
Yes, I'm Cheryl. So, like I said before, we want to thank those persons who have reached out to us as a family in sending words of comfort and making calls and encouraging us in whatever way is possible. It really means a lot to us. At least we're reminded that there are those persons out there who cares for what's happening to people. From this particular situation, I would like people to know my cousin is a very hard worker in helping to provide for children. And there are many mothers like her out there who work very hard
Indeed.
to provide for their children, but there are challenges that they're facing, but sometimes help don't come quickly enough. And if you know of someone who's going through, they might look like, things working out, but they're having their challenges, and you can reach out and help, Um, we feel deeply as a family that we should not have been in this position. To see 3 healthy family members, 3 healthy kids lose their life in such a tragic manner. For us, it's very hard. We were at the mortuary this morning for the postmortem, and I can tell you, it has really taken a serious effect on me, just seeing those 3 remains wrapped. And I know it's even more difficult for the mother and the grandmother, and so those that are very, very close to the children. So I want to call on viewers at this time, reach out to people and help them. My cousin did not share all that she was going through with us, because our family is a closely knitted family, and they got no challenge that we background from. But she did not share all her information with us. And I'm quite sure if she did, that all this abuse was taking place, so things would have been different. And so there might be family members like that in other families who will just keep, everything shut, not saying much. And so the much needed help is not being provided at the time for them. So that's what I would like to share with you.
Yep, yep. And we're so thankful for that, Nemo. What is your cousin? What help is she getting? I noticed she had a meeting yesterday with Ifan and so forth. What's happening on that front?
All right. There's assistance being given for the family in terms of burial. Some among counseling is being provided for her. And also there's a readily available healthcare provider, doctor, to assist her, because she's having difficulty in eating and drinking and even getting to sleep. We want to thank God that last night she was able to get at least a 3 or 4 hours sleep.
Yeah.
So that was very critical for her. But that's the assistance we're getting so far, and there are others that are assisting in whatever way possible. I can tell you, the thought of just us making arrangement today, and you recognize that there will be 3 caskets. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Only God could help us.
Yeah.
Only God could help us.
Yeah.
That is, it is sick to think that we have to go through this. It's really sick. It's really, really sick.
Yeah.
Very difficult for us.
Nima, what is happening? Yeah. Go ahead.
So that's where we are. That's where we are currently.
On that.
Making preparations for the burial.
Where is the police on this suspect, on the boyfriend that Tracy spoke about, and possible threats that was made to her? Where the police on that issue?
As far as I know, the suspect was detained. So that's what I know about that.
And what does the family think, or as much as you know, where the the fire service report on the fire having electrical origins?
Our thoughts on that, we will await the report from the postmortem, and see what that says, and then we will say our bit on that. But we have our own differing views on that.
I see. Nima, you know your cousin better than the hundreds of listeners hearing us today, and about her life, the indelible mark this is going to leave on her moving forward. It's hard enough losing one child, much more 3 on one day like this, especially when you're out there working hard to provide for them the way she has been. She was at work when she got this devastating news. What kind of help, because I know sometimes people provide help that you might not even need, but what kind of help you might think she needs moving forward to really heal and recover from this?
One, I know the counseling is important for her, but we have to do everything from scratch to her. We have to rebuild a home for her. Of course, she will not be in the same location. We're working on that currently. And we have to rebuild a home, furnish a home for her and the remaining son. There's one son remaining. And also, we have to furnish that home for her and try to get her to move through this in stages, as we go through. So basically our immediate need is to try to get her, after all the burial and so takes place, to get her to start settling up to live a somewhat a normal life and having her own space and creating that environment where she can really be able to give love to her remaining child and to grieve as she go along. And the support is important. Positive words are really important, at this time, to let her know that people are there to give the support. So immediately for us, we're looking at getting her back established into a place that we call her home, and have it furnished and all of that so she can be comfortable.
Mhm.
Nima, I hear you speak about her son. How is he the eldest of her four children, or he is younger?
He, the son remaining is number three.
Number
He's
three.
4 years old.
Oh, okay, okay, he's 4 years old.
He's 4 years old. And he was asking for his siblings yesterday, and that was even more difficult because
Um,
he was wondering where his brothers are.
Nima, the public might be introduced to this fourth child for the first time now. How did he escape this inferno? Was he there at
He
the
was
time?
not there.
Okay,
No, he was not there. He was with his father.
okay, I see,
He,
I
he
see.
was not at the residence, but all of his stuff was destroyed because
Mhm.
he was at his father's home that evening.
Okay, okay. Very, very sad. And I think one of the most, important things I think you just said is that, she never really told you all about a lot of the things that she was going through. And I think a lot of
Yeah, yeah.
that says a lot about persons, victims of abuse all over. That is the one thing that is common, is that it is so psychological that people seldom speak up and let persons know what they're going through. So
Yeah.
I understand
Sad,
that fully.
sad. Yeah, you see people dress,
Yeah.
go to work, you don't know what's happening in their own personal lives. Nima, the whole country is being introduced to Tracy Flu for the very first time here. She looks like a naturally beautiful young woman, even though she was shrouded in grief when we saw her for the first time as a nation. Tell us a little bit about her before this life changing uh, event took place yesterday. What kind of person is she?
But I can tell you, Tracy is a very outspoken person. She loved to be among her siblings, her sisters. She loved to relax. Um, she took her responsibility as serious as possible in terms of providing for her children. Um, and she just loved the family setting.
Mhm.
She's more a family oriented person, always around the sibling. If there's any issue, she's there and all of that. That's the type of personality she portrayed for an individual. Very, very much family oriented.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Wow, wow, wow. Nima, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family, your extended family. Tracy, of course, the remaining son, the 4-year-old, the entire Maka community. We know that community has been going through the throes right now with
Yeah,
some other issues, and then to add this, no doubt, the entire community there is in a state of shock and mourning. No doubt, our thoughts and prayers go out to your entire family. We're going to continue to lift you guys up in prayer.
thank you so much. Thank you to your viewers for listening
Yeah,
to me.
yeah. Thanks for spending this time with us, Steve.
Okay, bye bye.
Great. Folks, a member of parliament, our colleague Nima Flu Bass, as she said, this is her a cousin, Tracy Flu, who lost these three beautiful children, Timothy Kippins, Trishan Kippins, and Zelia Flu. Yeah, one remaining child.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy that she said that, as her first cousin, she never knew all that her cousin was going through. And I understand 100% because when persons are in abusive relationships, they tend to keep it to themselves because I always say that abuse is something that starts, it's psychological before it becomes physical and isolation from your family and all of that. So when it gets to that point of physical abuse, people are in a mental state of weakness and they're basically crippled. So it's very difficult for them to speak out, even though they want to speak out. So it is a very, very tough thing to hear altogether, and I understand. But we have to, check upon people like Nima is saying, reach out, help as much as you can because it's really sad out there. People are going through some really difficult times right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But for the grace of God, go I. You know, that's the familiar refrain. But for the grace of God, go I. And folks, a tough time for this family. The folks who are people of faith, we call upon you to Remember this family, and for those in authority who can make a difference in this young woman's life. Late albeit, um, she's going to need a running start to get back on her feet. And I think you have a whole administration who have the means.
Yeah.
The means. This thing can be a drop in the bucket of the wealth and opulence of this nation. We talk about the 45% GDP. Let it be meaningful to this young lady, and we couldn't give it to her when she had her 3 children. Maybe now, we can give her a running start. As you practically have to restart your whole life. Restart your whole life. You know what is this? To recover from this. You know the amount of institutional help you're going to need, counseling and support to recover from this. Right? This family need help, and we're calling on the administration for meaningful help. Meaningful help. Right? We're in a position in the country to help our citizens, and let Tracy Flew be one of them. Right? Clearly, is not a young woman who was sitting around idling. The fact she was at work, right, trying to make a bread for these children. Right? She needs help. Emotional, physical, you name it. She needs help. And I think that the administration has to really, really, in very short order, put some systems in place. Right? Don't let me look and see where she'll live in and who she might vote for and all them things. Right? Let me help her. Folks, we open for some what do you call it? Some contributions. We open for some contributions. My mind is all up to date.
Yeah, 627-6963. Make sure that you send in your contribution in the form of a voice note, so that we'll be able to share your views with the audience today. It's Open Mic Friday.
Open Mic Friday. And we want to take a couple comments. We're running to program time, but we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
Right? We can come out the pocket and pay for the rest of it.
I see Sheen Hazel is in Reed wholeheartedly shared.
Yeah. We gotta pick up the pace and try to help these guys. Please. Let me see if we can take somebody. I think we have a contribution. Let me see if we can take one. Hope you get the audio. All right. All right. Today's one of the days we're not. Today is one of the days we're not. I don't know what is happening with our audio today, but it's not a day we want problems with it at all.
Yes, I see Marlon Thomas and Serena's here, and very, very good comment coming from that contributor here.
Hey,
We're going to continue
Lord
to
have His
try to
mercies.
get the audio fixed, guys.
Lord have His mercy. Go ahead, Jude.
Well, as Shar continues to work on that, I continue to where I left off just now. I was speaking about the fact that we have so many persons out there facing so much, and we just don't know what is going on altogether. We have our country is in a state right now that you would not believe the conditions of which some persons are living. And I always say that the persons at the very top, they couldn't care less, you know. They couldn't care less. This is a very, very difficult conversation to have altogether. And,
Yeah.
I'm trying not to say, I'm trying not to express how I really, really feel about this matter because I may be,
Yeah.
I may get myself wrong.
Good afternoon, Sheridan listeners. With all that is going on at the moment, I'd just like to comment on one or two things and I want to ask some hard questions today. One of the first questions I'd like to ask is where, or I should say, what is the position of APNU AFC when it comes to getting themselves organized? Um, I'm wondering if there was a snap election in Guyana, how prepared are we? The second thing I'd like to comment about is the registration issue. I would like to know what we've been doing in terms of ensuring that everything is on the right track. Because I don't want to know that the APNU AFC ends up like the DLP if a snap election was ever to be called. I would like to be assured that we are organized and we are ready to go toe to toe with the PPP because trust me, a lot of people may be laughing now, but the repercussions are not going to be very nice. Every day we see how they are blatantly disrespecting people, and I am saying Guyanese in this state, you know? So I'm hoping you can answer my questions, whether it's now or whether it's later. But all I know is that we need to be properly organized um, in case if a snap election was ever to be called in Guyana. I would also like to offer my condolences to the relatives of that mother that lost her 3 children in the fire. Based on the press conference that was there, Guyana has at least the area where um, is supposed to be focused on gender affairs. They have a lot of work to do. Also, the police, there's need for training and there's need for more rapt attention on the plight of our women in Guyana as it pertains to domestic violence. I'm not going to talk about anything else except that stupid statement that the president for Guyana made. How can you join a train that has already left the station and get on board? Have we become athletes now? I mean, I know we're encouraging the younger people to follow their dreams, but the average Guyanese, athletes. So how are we going to run to catch that running train?
Yeah.
That's all for today.
Yeah. And I'm happy that Marilyn picked up on that last point there because one, whoever stopped that in his speech, I trust is not Irfan himself, is a metaphor that we lost on three-quarters of this country because we don't have trains and we don't have stations. So why would you put a metaphor like that? The train has already left the station. We don't have trains. We don't have train stations here.
It's a performance.
For a main metaphor for a independence anniversary presentation like that, the train has already left the station. So that we don't have trains here. We don't have stations.
Yeah, basically,
In lots of regards.
yeah, it is very unprofound statement because if you think about it, what we said here, we said who was left behind was left behind, and they really don't care.
But there's that too. There's that
That's the only
too.
interpretation I drew from it.
Good day to Sherrod. This the lady with you that I don't ever remember and I don't like call people name wrong. But I'd like to share something. I think it was about 2 weeks. I did a little video on a type of abuse I saw sitting in church with a mother, her 2 children. Okay, I did that view. If you check it out, run the link. It was done within 2 weeks ago. I don't think it didn't have light because I did it in the night and I did not use light with that video, but you could check it out. Now to that woman, I extend condolences to you and your family. I was a nurse, a single parent, and I had two daughters at the time going to school. I had to leave them to work night duty. And when I saw they were teenagers, and then they complained to me of boys around me bigger than them trying to have sex with them, and I decided to walk away. But I cannot tell you to walk away from a job. Now the infront call you to talk and to give little donation. That is what we were talking about, and I think Professor Clive Thomas was saying that with this oil money that we have in the reserve, there is where President Granger was getting down along with other people to start giving parents and people some of the money. Now, if money like that, instead of being there for them to go to Dubai, all these fancy places, had been filtered down to the poor, the underprivileged, I doubt whether that mother would have had to leave her children and go to work only to come back to get ashes and can't even cook with the ashes we get from the children. And I wish I could take the law, could take that man in hand because he had, it is said, I don't know, that he threatened her and all kind of thing. And if he got hands in killing them children, I hope the law is meted out. And women out there, you see, when you don't know, you get children and you got to they ending up in relationship, you don't know which thing you're taking out putting in your house. And I will tell people, I like how I live in single. If I can afford this, I do it. I struggle and get what I want. I don't really want men to help me. God, they got to be able to give you this. They want it back if they give you a bottle of beer. Say, well, I'm back my beer in my bottle and them type of thing, the same beer. So you got to know. And I am sorry. And when I can, then because I live in over the river, I will try to reach out. But I'm telling you, I'm not going to come to that funeral. I went to a twin funeral already, two twin funerals, father and daughter and two boys. I ain't going to promise you for come and stand up and watch 3 out of 4 one time. No, but I will make my way to this family and do something for them. It wouldn't be plenty. Can't get in the little $35,000 pension. So me gonna but I will make some form of contribution to the family. Bye bye.
I think we hear you loud and clear, Colin, and then I think that's very thoughtful of you to be willing to make some contribution towards the family. In this time, we encourage everyone to support the family in whatever way you could. I know that our cousin, MP Nino Lopez was just saying that they're going to be rebuilding a house for her and furnishing in that house. So a lot of work is going to be left to be done after all
Yeah.
is said and done. So all hands on deck is going to be most necessary.
A lot of work indeed. We have another contributor.
Hello, Sharad. Hello, Jarita. Very pleasant good day to you both. And my condolences is to the mother who lost her children. And that is something very devastating and very heartbroken. I'm so sorry to hear that. And I'm very sad also about it. Anyways, um, my contribution also today is it is heartbroken again to see what is happening to my beautiful country, Guyana. And the PPP is destroying our country day by day,
Agreed.
bit by bit.
Agreed.
And it's sad to see what is going on, and we can't do anything about it. But the PPP is doing as they like. And Sharad, Jurita, we need to get them out because our Guyanese people will suffer tremendously in the future to come. We will be suffering tremendously. And I don't think I don't think I want to see that for our people in our country. It's very sad and heartbroken to see what is happening to our country and our poor people. And the PPP regime is just destroying our country day by day. and we have to get them out of there before it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right, all right, all right. Wrapping up at our end, guys. Wrapping up. And I think we have two more contributors, and we're gonna take that, and then we're gonna take our leave. Um, that being said, we're trying to get them.
Cheryl, good afternoon. My condolences to the mother that lost her three children. But on hearing what the fire chief said this morning, that the fire caused by electrical, and people saw the boy, her child father, held the electric wire on the house. So I don't know how the fire service concerned that is I don't know how the fire service concerned that it's electrical fire. It couldn't be electrical fire when he did that act.
All right, we hear you. Thank you for that contribution. And I think the final one we have for today, the final one.
Good afternoon, viewers. Good afternoon, Cheryl and Jurito. I need to make a contribution. Let me send out my heartfelt condolences to MP Nemo Best Flu Best, and our relatives and our grieving cousin and on the loss of our children. I cannot understand what a heartless person that is to burn down a house with three children inside. Now, the other thing, I would want the Guyana police, the Guyana fire service, and the Guyana power and light to tell me which part of that woman's house had electricity for them to come with us of a frivolous excuse of a lie to say to the public that it was an electrical fire.
Mm-hmm.
GPL need to do better than that. And the fire service, they got to do better than that. And the other thing, that road is ridiculous. Even if they were to save those children in that house, oh, look at the condition of that place in there. There's a pathway, that's a road. It's one people, one nation, and one destiny. Airfart got to stop with this one Guyana story, because there is no one Guyana. Because that road that the coalition started, they went into office, installed, they should have completed that road when they're going there in 2020, instead of them raping the treasury of all the monies and the NRF fund. They need to take the $200 billion or how much and do the road and build back the people houses like at the same time in Amelia's ward. I'm so, I don't even know, I'm lost for words. I don't even know what more to say. I'm so much hurting for that woman and her children. 3 children? If it was one child for me to dead like that, I think I'd have flipped. Because I would have got to be on psychiatric watch right about now. Jesus Christ. God forbid.
My two lovely and handsome babies.
All right. Folks, that's it at our end for today. And that's it. Thanks to all our contributors. And this is our Open Mic Friday. And thanks for Member Parliament Nima Flubess, who again lost her niece and nephews in this tragic fire. Yesterday, Independence Day, our thoughts and prayers go out to Tracy Flew, the cousin, the mother of the victims, and of course, thoughts and prayers to the entire family and community there in Barnwell and Mucka. Folks, can't imagine the grief and mourning in this family now, but our thoughts and prayers are towards them nonetheless. That's our program for today, folks, and that's our time. We're going to be back tomorrow, back on Sunday with our podcast over the weekend, definitely. Do take the opportunity to share the broadcast and smash that emoji button, of course. And folks, we have our monthly responsibilities watching us, so remember to partner with us as well. We are available via Cash App and Zelle and
MoneyGram,
PayPal, MoneyGram, MMG as well, and Western Union. So do take that opportunity, guys. Every bit helps us to get to the finish line on a monthly basis. Thanks for joining us, guys. That's going to do it. Listen, good to see Cecile Ogle and Chinsing Henry, Claire Alexis Charmley Richmond.
I see Deborah Litch as well and Desiree Hollingsworth.
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah,
thank you so
yeah,
much for
yeah.
joining us.
Have a great weekend. We're going to see you
Have a
guys
great,
back
great
here
weekend.
for our final in the ring tonight, and then we're back over the weekend with our podcast. But have a great weekend. Plan to have a great weekend nonetheless. Rita has a final word.
And my final words is going to be to have a great weekend to Mr. Edward Gonzalez from the Bronx. Bye, guys.